Welcome back, children. How are you guys? Children, we are going to start up with a new lesson which deals with the reproduction in animals. Okay, we are going to start up with a new lesson about the reproduction in animals. Okay, you might have studied what is meant by reproduction in your early classes. Okay, producing the same kind of young ones, giving rise to the same variety of young ones is called as the reproduction. Re means again, production means producing. Producing the same variety of young ones is called as reproduction. Okay, if you take animals, there are two types of reproduction. One is the asexual reproduction, the other one is the sexual reproduction. Okay, there are two types of reproduction, namely asexual reproduction and the sexual reproduction. Okay, yeah, if the reproduction occurs because of the fusion of male and the female gamete, it is called as the sexual reproduction. Okay, when a male and the female gamete fuses and resulting in a form of a new individual, it is called as the sexual reproduction. Okay, and in the case of sexual reproduction in in female, it includes few organs, namely few parts or organs, namely ovaries, oviduct, and the uterus. Okay, and in the case of male, there is testis, sperm duct, and the penis, or the male reproductive organs. Okay, and the male part of female reproduction is ova, and in the case of male, it is the sperm. Ovary produces the ova, and the testis produce the sperm. Okay, and the fusion of ovum and the sperm is called as fertilization, and the fertilized egg is called as the zygote. Okay, before it is gamete, and after fertilization it is zygote, and which give rise to the embryo. Okay, the developing zygote, the developing embryo, before it undergoes cell division, it is called as zygote, and it undergoes repeated cell division, namely mitotic and meiotic cell division, which results in the formation of embryo. Okay, and in the case of a few animals, the fertilization take place inside the female body. It is called as the internal fertilization. Okay, and in the case of human being, hen, cow, dog, and all, it is internal fertilization. The fertilization happens inside the female body. Okay, and there are animals where there is fertilization which occurs in the external environment, namely the frog, fish, and starfish, where the egg get fertilized by the sperm which is present inside the water. Okay, and next one, the zygote, as I already said, the zygote, it undergoes repeated division to form the embryo. Okay, and this embryo gets surrounded by the uh, uterus, the walls of the uterus. We have lot of layers which is present in the uterus, which protects the embryo. Okay, and the developing embryo. Okay, the developing embryo, maybe after 2 months or 3 months, the baby gets formed inside the mother's stomach. It is called as the fetus. Okay, in the case of dog, human being, and cow, what we do, we give birth to the young one and feed the young one. So we are called as the viviparous animals. Any animal which give rise to the young ones and feed the young ones are called as viviparous animals. Okay, and there are animals which lay the egg, and from the egg the individual comes out. They are called as oviparous animals. Viviparous animals which give birth to the young ones. Oviparous animals which lay the egg, and from the egg, if the young ones comes out, it's called as the oviparous animals. Okay, and in the case of few animals, the larva, from the egg the larva comes. Okay, and from the larva, caterpillar, from the caterpillar, butterfly. Okay, from the egg it is larva, from the larva it is cocoon, and from the cocoon it is silk moth. Okay, then from the egg it is larva, from the larva it is the developing tadpole, and from the tadpole it is frog. All these stages which takes place in the embryo, it is called as metamorphosis. Okay, and in the case of asexual reproduction, a single parent give rise to the individual animal. For example, there is an animal called as hydra. There will be a small outgrowth in the hydra, and this outgrowth is called as budding, and that bud get detached from the mother and it starts growing into a new individual. That is called as budding. That is an asexual reproduction. And the case of amoeba, it divides into two, and two individuals will be formed, which is called as binary fission. Okay, in the case of a few animals, what happened? The mother animal gets divided into pieces. Okay, and each piece forms a new individual. Okay, that is called as fragmentation. Okay, all these are the asexual types of asexual reproduction. Is that clear, children? Okay, bye.